Well, that's right. And I think that's it. It's got to be a gut feeling, right?
That's crazy. A gut feeling. Do you find a lot of your choices are based on gut? I'm starting to.
Well, they can.
I'm trying to do that, but honestly, it's really hard
Well,
sometimes for me to
but
sit
you know
and
what's right
trust
and
my
what's not.
gut.
So you evaluate everything,
True.
right? And I think that's what you have to do. You have to evaluate, right? You have to
Okay.
basically analyze your circumstances and evaluate what's important to you,
Okay.
and just go with it, right? There's some point where you just have to go for it, right?
But what about regret? How do you deal with regret in those choices? Do you regret making that mistake, or are you just someone who?
Oh my God, again, when I think about all my career choices, all the choices I've made throughout my career, and I think about all the detours I made, I think you learn something from all of them, right?
Okay.
So for me, it's like, don't beat yourself up over
Interesting.
anything you've done. There's always a lesson from it, right? I think you have, otherwise you'd go crazy thinking, yeah, I mean, and do we really want to dwell on regret?
Some people do, though.
I know some
right?
people do. I tend to be more positive in my outlook.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. But
But okay, yeah. Are there things I would have wanted to say? Are there things I should have said? Are there things I should have done? Yeah, of course. But are they so substantive that I am going to dwell on these for a time? And am I gonna let it down, or am I just going to rise above it and move on?
yeah, you have
That's
that
the
choice,
choice.
right? That's
Yeah.
on me, right? It's not
Right.
on the
And if
the
you want to be
world.
miserable,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. Looking back, talking about regret in your family and balancing out, is there something you wish you started doing earlier on in life? Is there something you're like, I wish I'd started this earlier? Would it either make me happier, or would it maybe would have helped me?
You don't know what you don't know until
Sure.
you've done it. Right?
Sure. Fair enough.
So for me, I think that when I think about where I've been and where I've gone, I think it was really the sum of all those experiences that brought me. Because had I not, I really out of high school, did I really know what I wanted to do? I thought my life was laid out for me. I thought marriage, family, house, and find a job that will help support those three ideas right away, right? So for me, it was like, okay, go legal secretarial. That sounds interesting. I think I can do this. You have a fairly good income, right?
Yeah.
So I think had I not gone through, I wouldn't have known what I wanted to do.
Okay. But is there some advice you could give to people, like stretching more, maybe saving earlier? Some people, my grandma worked at the bank, so she said, as soon as you get money, you put it into retirement. And I was like, okay, grandma, it's only $10, so I don't know how much I can put into retirement. But is there some advice you would give to young people to say, hey, start doing this earlier? You're going to thank yourself when you're...
Well, you know what, number one, what I think about, and this, I was talking to Adam about this on the way in, and that is, when I think about what type of advice would I give to young people today, number one is, I actually feel really badly for the generation of kids who are just graduating from high school, because they get out of grade 12. I mean, they did away with grade 13, which killed me, because I thought grade 13 was another year of growth and maturation for kids before they started post-secondary school, right? And so at grade 12, we're basically saying, decide on a career path, right? Because post-secondary education is so expensive right now. If you're going to go to university for 3-4 years, you better know what you want to do, right? And I think that's really unfortunate, because I think after grade 12, do you really know what you want to do? And I think about when I think about my life, right? It's hard to fathom what you want to do for the rest of your life. For the next 50 years, you have to decide after grade 12, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of unfortunate. And I was talking to him, I said, what could, number one, I think there are different things that kids can do these days that can help them make an informed decision. Go out, do volunteer work, do volunteer work for different sectors, just so you can get a taste of things, right? Just get a taste of things. If you think you're going to be a banker, see if you can do even volunteer work at a bank, right? I'll sit at the reception desk, during off hours, if I can get some exposure to that, right? So do some volunteer work or try to find part-time jobs in different sectors so that you get some idea of what that sector represents, right? I think, take advantage of opportunities as they come, right? Just go for it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Okay? Like don't beat yourself up,
Yeah.
right? Again, I've gone through so many different career choices. And if I were to beat myself up after every single one of them, I probably would be a mess right now, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, take these as all growth sort of opportunities. At least you get to understand what you like and what you don't like, right?
Yeah.
But I think that there, again, I just think that there are a lot of things that, when I think about younger generations and the pressures, I think about the affordability of housing. When I think about, the competition and finding jobs, and when I think of, and the different skill sets that are needed now, I think it's, I do think it's time for, I think, for young people to really expose themselves to get all those life experiences you can. If I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to teach English as a second language in Japan. My niece did that for a couple of years. Great experience, right? And at the end of the day, she knew she wanted to become a teacher, right? So okay, there, great, wonderful, right?
Yeah.
But experience and really just sort of take advantage of some of those opportunities if you can.